Hello, K-drama fans. This is Kay, and today we're going to be talking about the popular drama Cheese in the Trap, based on the webtoon of the same name. It tells the story of students on a college campus, and it follows the relationship of a girl named Hong Sol, played by GO EUn, and the mysterious Ujong, played by Park Hae Jin, who has a bit of a dark side. Their relationship forces them to examine not only everyone's motives around them, but even the motives they themselves have. So Cheese in the Trap had extremely good ratings, especially considering it was on a cable network. It enjoyed a lot of popularity throughout the bulk of its run, but it's probably best known for the controversy surrounding how much it deviated from the source material that it was based off of. But first, let's just look at the drama as a whole. I thought Cheese in the Trap was a really interesting watch, and it provided a world that was just populated with a variety of unique and interesting characters. The characters had a realness to them in the way that they reacted to each other and to the situations around them. And this was despite a lot of the situations being pretty crazy and sometimes over the top. So first we have Park Hae Jin, who portrays our mysterious leading man, Ujong, and he certainly does creepy really well. But when actually given the opportunity, his smile genuinely lightens the mood. Ujong goes on quite the personal journey as he has to learn to relate and empathize with other people around him. His struggle with this shapes many of the events that take place in the drama. Then we have our leading lady, GO EUn, who plays the character of Hong Sol, and I thought she was so amusing, and I really enjoyed her interactions with both our leading man, Ujong, and our second leading man, Inho. And she goes on quite a journey of her own throughout the drama. She learns that she needs to stop letting people take advantage of her, and that she needs to be more open and voice her opinion. She expects Ujong to be honest with her, but she frequently finds that she hides her own feelings from him. And so Ujong actually gives her an opportunity to grow too. Then we have Seo Kang Joon, who plays Inho. And I might have had a little bit of second lead syndrome with him, but I would say I was really more 50-50 between the two guys. Inho just was such an endearing and sympathetic character. He easily pulled at my heartstrings. He had this sad backstory, and the pursuit of his dream in order to make something of his life was just very moving. And he also gave me plenty of reasons to smile because of his honest and genuine character. But I really enjoyed the relationships that Sol had with each guy. She had a more natural, at ease relationship with Inho, and they were always really comfortable to watch. That is, until you just kind of had to watch the poor one-sided love that Inho had for Sol. But once you move away from that, the relationship was always the example of how people should relate to each other in a very open and honest way. Now, her relationship with Ujong took more work for sure, but it was because she saw something different in him and wanted to understand him that it made it worth it to her to pursue the relationship and to be the first person that truly accepts Ujong as he is. Then we have Inho's sister, In-ha, played by Sung-kyung. And this girl is something else. She's really over the top and borderline crazy, in my opinion. Her behavior was very comical at times, but even then, it still made me really dislike her as a person. She was just so obnoxious from start to finish. Even in the end, it was really difficult for me to sympathize with her. And then aside from Inha, we actually have a lot of strange people running around this school. There are stalkers and creepy people lurking everywhere, and they're always ready to cause problems for poor Sol. She seemed to just be a magnet for trouble. These characters did provide a lot of good entertainment value, though, but it just left me wondering, are there this many stalker types running around in real life? So I thought the pacing for most of the drama was actually really good, and it wasn't until we got about 2/3 of the way into the drama that it sort of started to meander along, like it wasn't quite sure where it wanted to go. We delved into a variety of characters and side stories along the way, stuff that I don't know if we really should have spent quite as much time on. But even when that was going on, luckily the drama did still maintain a lot of its charm and it was still really enjoyable. But because it did spend so much time on a lot of these other stories, it really did miss a big opportunity with our main story. The huge draw to Cheese in the Trap is the mysterious Ujong. You want to know why he has these creepy looks and why he does these manipulative things. You just want to understand him. And while the drama did provide snippets throughout it to explain his motivations, they really weren't handled appropriately. It's halfway through the drama before they even start to hint at his motives. And in order to feel a greater amount of empathy for his character, they really needed to include additional scenes to adequately explain his behavior. I found myself just having to go with the fact that I knew our hero wasn't a horrible guy, so I had to create my own empathy for him, and I really shouldn't have had to do that. The drama should have presented his character a lot better. So, okay, that kind of brings us to the controversy that was really surrounding Cheese in the Trap during the end of its run. This is a case where I haven't read the webtoon, so I didn't have the source material to compare the drama with. And while watching a drama, I actually usually do my best to avoid a lot of the behind the scenes stuff since it can kind of dampen my experience with the drama itself. And while I did avoid a lot of it, it was pretty much impossible to not catch bits and pieces of what was going on behind the scenes in the case of Cheese in the Trap. The fan community was definitely in an uproar over the major deviation from the source material, which resulted in a shift in the plot that left our leading man Park Hae Jin as almost a secondary character for several episodes toward the end of the drama. Add to the fact that, as I mentioned before, his character motives weren't adequately presented. Now, I didn't find it quite as dramatic as most of the drama community made it out to be. Yes, some of the episodes did choose to focus more on secondary characters, but really it was only for a couple of episodes, and Ujong was still around this whole time, and he was in a pretty good place with Seoul during all of this. And the secondary characters that were focused on, especially Inho and Inha, had a large presence throughout the drama that was very intertwined with Ujong, so it does make sense that they would want to wrap up their story arcs. But again, they did drop the ball on Ujong's story. He should have gotten attention throughout the drama rather than the focus on so many side stories. We do finally get a bit of an info dump in the last couple episodes of the drama that better explains Ujong's personality, his issues stemming from his father, and how all of that fractured his relationships with Inho and Inha. But really, it just should have been done a whole lot earlier. But those last couple episodes did really highlight the theme of the drama. We are all imperfect people and we're strange in our own ways. If you only judge people by their outward motives, you may miss what's really going on in their heart. And the drama makes it pretty clear that the things Ujong did was wrong. Although he was right in wanting people to have to pay for their wrongdoings, he always took things too far because he was unable to empathize with their situations. But thanks to Seoul and her actually taking the time to understand him, he is finally able to learn this and better himself. So if you watch Cheese in the Trap without knowing any of the behind-the-scenes drama, you'd probably just notice a few less scenes with Ujong at the end and wish they would have explained him better, and that'd probably be the end of it. So I actually encourage people to watch the drama for yourself and make your own decision. The story definitely wasn't handled perfectly, but I don't think it was quite the disaster that it was made out to be. It was really an enjoyable drama overall, and I always want to enjoy the story for what it is, whether it's good or bad. And while it definitely could have been executed better, it was a fun, quirky drama that also had a little bit of melodrama going on. And its world was just filled with these interesting characters. And I loved that it explored some really complicated themes and issues. So overall, I had a pretty good experience with Cheese in the Trap, which is why I do still definitely recommend it. So that concludes my review of Cheese in the Trap. If you want to be notified of whenever I upload new drama reviews, please subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to read more completed reviews, please head on over to my blog, kdramakisses.com, where I have a much larger collection of completed reviews. So tell me, what did you think of Cheese in the Trap? Please comment below and let me know. And I think that'll do it for today. Happy drama watching to everyone.